Over the last 12 months, my team have saved down over 2,000 ads to our internal swipe file. And today, they've challenged me to whittle it down to the top 1% and pick out 20 of my top Facebook ad creatives this year. So let's break down some top ads and I'll show you what I like about them and how you can use the learnings in your own ad strategy. And stick around to the end because I'll be showing you how you can get access to this swipe file of my favorite ads this year. So let's start with this ad from Carpe. I'm going to play it through.
I wish I was f***ing joking right now. No!
This seriously just gave me flashbacks.
One thing worth noting is that this hook went viral on TikTok organically, and they just used that and stitched it in an ad, which is really smart when you think about it, because you've got this concept, or in this case a hook, that is battle tested, has proven to stop the scroll, and you're just taking that, applying it to your problem, and then making an ad off the back of it. And this is something we've done a few times with some of our brands. We've taken a problem or a pain point, put it into TikTok, and looked for any organic content that has already proven itself in the algorithm. And I wouldn't necessarily recommend stealing a clip like they have done here. However, you could very easily get one of your creators to recreate this viral hook and you still get the same effect. So I'm gonna go back to this Carpe ad and I'll tell you what I really like, but I'm gonna play the rest of the ad through first.
This seriously just gave me flashbacks. Get Carpe. I know you've seen this before. They have all these different products for every body part. This underarm one is one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. I don't get pit stains. I can wear what I want. I don't feel self-conscious about it. 20 bucks, that's a small price to pay if it's gonna solve a lifelong problem.
First of all, shout out to Hannah. She's a great creator. She's done a great job here. What I love about this ad is that they've shot in the car. And this is a concept that my good friend Barry Hott speaks a lot about. It's the idea of making ugly ads because they're relatable and authentic. Because the reality is, people, when scrolling through social media, are in their dumbest state. They are in bed, or they're on the sofa, or they're on the toilet. I mean, I think this tweet from Anvar describes it really well. It's a perfect illustration of your prospect headspace when they see your ads. So you've got to produce videos that simulate the feeling of an organic video. And this is where your car clips come in, your walking clips, your makeup clips. Just instead of making things look polished, set up the camera and just start recording. Because ugly is authentic, ugly is relatable, and ugly blends in to stand out. So going back to this Carpe ad, they've got a strong hook that has worked organically, and they've stitched that with a solution to the problem they know people are facing. Good ad. I would bet my money that this has done pretty well for them. Let's now look at this ad from Overa. It's a mashup and they do a very good job at their mashups. I'm going to break this down into 3 sequences. We're going to play it through and then we'll analyze each one.
Period cramps. Here is the fastest way to get rid of any pain.
I love that visual. I mean, I don't love the visual, but like from an advertising standpoint, that's a very strong use of exaggeration. And it really makes you feel that pain point. And actually, one of the first things that we do when we onboard new clients and we're brainstorming as a team how we're going to go about the hooks, visuals, and concepts is I'll put into ChatGPT about the product and ask it to come up with some exaggerated visuals. Basically saying that if budget and production were no factor, what are the craziest visuals that you can come up with to emphasize the pain point that we're trying to express or the benefit of this product? The other thing that I like about this hook sequence is that there is a clear audience call out. You know exactly what problem is being tackled here, which means you're going to disqualify everyone who this is not fit for and qualify everyone who this is a fit for, which is the goal of our ad. So let's move on to the next sequence of this ad.
Say hi to Overa.
I got my period and it's horrible. And I have cramps.
You name it, I've tried it. Trusty Panadol, ibuprofen.
I do whatever I can just so that I can go about my normal life.
Ladies, we deserve better.
Okay, so this sequence is a bunch of customer testimonials to build social proof. And this is something that I still don't think brands do enough of. And the reason that I say this is because I run an ad agency and we put out over 1,000 ads a month. This month I was doing our analysis at the end of year and I had a look at all of our top performers across different accounts, different industries. I found out that over 85% of our top performers this year have been creator mashup. 85%, so more than 4 in 5 of our top video ads have been mashups. Yet if you look at the average D2C brand's ad library, mashups account for a lot less, if any, of their ad creative. So when you're working with a creator, yes, it is important to take that single creator concept and test it inside of Facebook, but bear in mind that a lot of the value in that content is going to come from repurposing that and turning it into mashups with other creators. And that means you have to go and get the raw files from all your creators. And to be honest, this is something that's pretty much a non-negotiable for us. We get raw files from every single creator that we work with. And the reason we do that is so that we can build up a content library and effectively have our video editing team go into the library with a lot of different creator clips and just start chopping up ads themselves rather than waiting for new creators to shoot every single time. So let's go and watch the third and final sequence of this Overa ad.
FDA approved
Smart call out.
device that you stick onto your abdomen or lower back, and it sends small electric pulses to stop the pain you feel when you're on your period. Within minutes, your period pain is gone, and literally don't feel any pain anymore.
Okay, so we've got some pretty simple feature and benefit callouts here. But one thing that I do find interesting is that because these segments in the ad are so defined, if this is working for Overa, they can very easily chop and change clips and sequences into this ad. And this is something that we internally call the base unit strategy. And it's the idea of taking a core sequence that is performing and adding in other clips or sequences to see if you can unlock some more performance out of it. For example, you could insert a new hook in front of the base unit. You could swap out the hook for a new one. You could merge the base unit with other performing sequences, or you could take the base unit and add it to another base unit and effectively run two ads back to back, which is something that we've been doing a lot of recently. Because if you think about it, if someone has watched all the way through to the end of your video, they are clearly interested in what you have to say. Why not continue to sell them and show them another one of your top performing sequences? At the end of the day, in my opinion, there is no such thing as an ad that's too long, just an ad that's too boring. And by the way, if you're wondering how I've saved down all of these ads into this swipe file, then that's when today's video sponsor 4Play comes in. First of all, if you don't know who 4Play are by now, where have you been? But 4Play is an ad platform that allows you to save ads directly from Facebook ad library for you to use as inspiration in your own creative strategy. You can organize them into boards like we have here, and as you can see, we have a lot of boards that get added to every single day, so that when our strategists are sending over briefs to the editing team, instead of saying, hey, go and make this before and after, they can say, hey, go and make this before and after, and here's a board with 10 other examples similar to what I want you to create, which is super helpful. We have boards for different creator styles, different edit styles, different industries, studio ads, ugly ads. We have boards for everything. Inspiration is a very important part of the creative process, and no one does it better than 4Play. It's available on your web browser and on mobile, and they also have a curated discovery so that you can see all the popular ads in the community. They've actually recently added transcriptions, which is a huge bonus, but more on that in a moment. But for the time being, go and check out 4Play and click the link in the description to go and sign up today. Right, let's check out this next ad. This is from Bodywell Chip, and these guys are one of my favorite ad libraries. If you want a masterclass in traditional direct response advertising, go and frequent their ad library and study the stuff that they're doing. A lot of the ads that they make are on the longer side. They make 2, 3, 4 minute ads, but remember what we said, there is no such thing as an ad that is too long, only one that is too boring, and they do a great job of keeping people's attention and really driving home that pain point. So let's give it a watch. I'm not going to play the whole thing through, but we'll start it off.
The FDA said sugar was safe. Now they say your kid's phone is too. Coincidence? Ever heard of the Sugar Research Foundation? Back in the 60s, they were funding studies that were downplaying sugar's role in heart disease, shifting the blame to fats. Talk about a sweet cover-up. Now the FDA is doing the same with cell phones, but should we trust them? Hey, I'm High Mindhorn.
Okay, I'm not going to play any more of this, but I would strongly recommend you go and checking this out. The link to this 4Play board is in the description below. And what I love about this ad is that they don't actually introduce the product until 52 seconds. 52 seconds, that is longer than most brands' ads. That's how long they are sitting in the problem. And what I found is that if you can really twist the knife, really get a customer to feel that pain point, the more you can do that, the greater the chance is that the customer feels the need to fix that pain point urgently. And once again, you can use ChatGPT to help you out here. You can simply ask ChatGPT to list out your customer's pain points, and then, as I have done here, you can say, now in the style of David Ogilvy, write a direct response Facebook ad script agitating those pain points. And if you scroll down here, there's an example of us using this prompt. So the original ad script without the agitation was tired of using those jeans that feel like you're in a sausage casing, not anymore. With the ChatGPT prompt agitating the problem and twisting the knife, are you tired of searching through piles of jeans only to find nothing that fits right? Squeezing into jeans that pinch and restrict, or worse, not finding your size at all. You're left feeling like fashion just isn't made for guys like you. We get it. The endless hunt for a comfortable fit can be frustrating and disheartening. That's why I made the perfect jean. And then you do the product intro. That to me is a more persuasive piece of sales copy, because rather than just touching on the problem, you're really digging into it, and then you're presenting yourself as a solution. And what I also love about this ad is that it's made with an AI voiceover. And if there is one creative style that I am bullish on over the next 12 to 24 months, it is AI voiceovers. And the reason why is volume. Because if you have a content library that you can pull from, and you've got ChatGPT writing the scripts and 11 Labs doing the voiceovers, you can literally put out unlimited ads in a very short space of time. And more creative volume is going to lead to faster testing, and faster testing is going to lead to quicker and more efficient learnings. And this ad script, which I think is very, very good, could easily have been wrote with ChatGPT. You could write a very simple prompt like, here is my product info, here is my audience, these are my benefits and pain points. Go and write a VSL style script for my ad that reads to be 2 minutes long. You take that, you send it over to the editors, they put some B-roll and some stock footage on it, and they go and run that inside the ad account. And it's not just Bodywell doing this. Take a look at big brands like Dr. Squatch, Magic Spoon, True Classic. In some cases, up to 50% of their ad libraries are AI text-to-speech voiceovers. And I think that number's only going to increase as more brands start to pick up on this volume play over the next 12 months. Because as we said, more volume is ultimately going to equal quicker and more efficient ad learnings in your testing. So let's actually go through a quick example together and use ChatGPT to write an AI ad script. I've pulled up an example inside of Foreplay, and this is where the transcription feature really does become helpful. I used to use dodgy sites online or ChatGPT plugins that didn't always give me exactly what I wanted. But from what I've seen so far from Foreplay, their transcriptions are pretty much 100% accurate. And just to be able to do that inside of the same platform that I'm saving my ads is very, very helpful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that transcription. I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in some benefits and some USPs of our bagel, and then we will put through this script. Okay, so what I've done is I've said, here's some information about my bagel company, USPs, benefits, and pain points I have put in. I said, this is an ad script for a successful Facebook ad on dog food. Now, you can either do this with one ad script or you can do this with multiple. Sometimes I get up to like 5 or even 10 ad scripts from successful ads, either from ad accounts that I'm in or just from Foreplay. And I will plug them in and say, here are 10 ads from both inside and outside of my industry. Write an ad using these ads as inspiration. That's what I've done here. I've said, write an ad script for my company, Access Bagels, in the style of the ad script above, using it for inspiration. It should read to be 30 seconds long. So let's see what it gives me. And there we go. This ad script has literally taken us 30 seconds to put together. I might want to say, use language that the average American can understand. And I might say, spend more time agitating the problem. And I just keep on giving ChatGPT feedback until it gets to a point where I can just take the scripts and I can make a couple of tweaks to it myself and it's pretty much ready. And as you can see, this has not taken me long at all here. A minute, 2 minutes, and we've got an ad script that's not far away from being ready to put into production. Now imagine if you take that and combine it with an 11 Labs voiceover and a content library that you've already got from creators, you can literally have ads made from nothing to completed ad in 30, 45 minutes. And you can create hundreds of variations of these ads pretty much instantly. You can say, hey ChatGPT, give me 10 variations of this hook, send that over to the editing team, done. And this is why I'm very bullish on this ad style over the next 12 months. Go and check out the Bodywell Chip ad library, a great example of traditional direct response advertising, also a great example of how to use AI and text-to-speech in your ad creative. Okay, we saved my favorite until last. Let's watch this ad from Prostagenics. It is a 1 minute long ad and it is from this 80-year-old who's telling us about the product.
Hi, my name's Bill Vanderlee. I'm 80 years old, and I'm talking to you this morning about a product that I've been taking for 3 or 4 years probably. And this is it right here, called Prostagenics.
What I love here is that there is no editing, there is no cuts, there is no anything. It goes against all modern advertising best practices, but it just works. And when I say it just works, I mean this ad has been running for 1,142 days. Now, I often say that just because an ad has been running for a long time, that does not necessarily mean that it's performing inside the ad account. However, if it has been running for over 3 years, I would be very surprised if this is not generating them a return. And a lot of the time, especially when you're working with the older demographic, it's just about keeping things simple. They're not as clued on to UGC or modern advertising as the younger audience are. So you don't have to disguise your ads as discreetly as you would do if you were selling to a, say, 20 to 35 audience. The other huge thing at play here is that we call it user-generated content. This guy is actually a user of the product. Or if he's not, he's a damn good actor. But what I don't see brands doing enough nowadays is actually getting their customers to talk about their real life transformations in their ads. And yes, I know it's difficult. Some of them will have hesitations. Some of them are not used to being on camera. The camera quality is often very poor. But if you can in some way add an incentive, say like a 10% off, 15% off, add in a gift card or whatever it be, to get them to get in front of camera and talk about their transformations, they are going to speak more authentically than any creator that you could pay. And if you can do that at scale and get 5, 10, 15, 20 of these clips, you're going to find some gold in there, especially if these people are your super fans, which in many cases they will be. So send out an email blast or use a tool like Video to coordinate UGC with your customers, because I promise you a well executed customer testimonial can stay in your ad account for a long, long time. And shout out to this guy because he has crushed it for Prostagenics. I mean, 3 years is insane. So I hope he's been paid well. That's the breakdown of some of my favorite ads this year. If you want access to the rest of this board so that you can see all 20 ads in their entirety, click the link in the description below. And while you're at it, go and sign up to 4Play so that you can start saving down ad inspiration of your own. And once you've done that, come and check out some of my other videos because I make weekly content on AI and advertising. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.